Okay, so I'm just gonna let y'all get. Y'all got to where? Down here?
Yeah, we just didn't get the A is obtuse.
Yeah,
we got
we
the A
didn't
is
get the
obtuse, but we
acute.
didn't get the acute.
The acute. Okay. So basically, y'all can just copy these down, and I'll just kind of talk as you go. So I'm not sure. Did y'all write down this H is equal to B sine A?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was an N.
So basically, when you have an acute angle, okay, you're trying to determine how many triangles it makes. It's possible that there's no triangle. There could be one triangle. There's two possible ways to get one triangle. And the other option is that there could be two triangles. And so, like with the obtuse ones, you have, let me back up. You have to find H for most cases of the acute ones, other than that bottom right one. Let me go back. There we go. So it's all dependent on the A value that you're given, the little a, so the other length of the side. From there, you will determine if the H value, which is B sine A, okay, in this particular scenario. There are other scenarios, obviously, where you're not given A, and so you need to be able to manipulate that with whatever letters you're given. I may have it written down with all the manipulation somewhere that I can give y'all a copy of at some point. Because one class had me do that, and I just don't know where it is. But anyways, I'll find it. So when you find H, if it is greater than side length A, there's no triangle. And in all of these cases, I don't know if I explained it with the obtuse ones, but the curved, like, green line is, if you were to, like, take that side length A and you were to basically hold it at the top and swing your, like, pencil around, okay, or swing that side length around, how many times it hits that bottom part is how many triangles you have. So if it doesn't hit at all, it's no triangle. So that's in the H minus or H greater than A case, there's no triangle because it never hits that bottom line to make the triangle. In the second one, where it says H is equal to A, there's one triangle, because if you take that and you swing it around, it's just going to hit once. It's going to hit perfectly one time. I'm going to save the two triangle one for last. The other one, you don't need to find H, but H would still be in the same place. But if A is greater than or equal to B, okay, meaning that that side length is pretty long, obviously, it would only intersect at one spot, but it would intersect at a different spot than up here in the top right one. For the two triangles, you have to check H needs to be less than A, which also needs to be less than B. So if you have that scenario, you have two triangles. I'm trying to remember if I comment about which one to do first. Not that it really matters, but anyways, you use the information from there to help you find the second one. So, like, I'll get all of that down and then we'll keep going.
Must have been a lot of notes.
There were. This is a really big section.
This next section really big. Because the cosine.
It is, but it's just basically formulas. This one I had to give you a lot. This one has a lot more information about it, but it's not, you know. And I think I pointed out, but, like, you need to determine if it is, like, angle side angle or angle angle side before you determine if it's side side angle, or, like, you need to determine which case you're given, because you don't want to do all the extra work for something that you don't need to do it for, if that makes sense. probably just go through and give you the rest of the notes, and then we'll look at some of the examples that after that. It'll be easier. Y'all have all these?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then we'll look, like I said, we'll get back to do examples later. Is this actually the instructions for those? Okay, those are the instructions for those. Obviously, this is the instructions for problems. You don't need to write this down. But when you're looking at the triangles, like I said, you need to determine what case you have so you know how many triangles you're looking for. And then once you've done that, you need to go through and find the other pieces. Okay, you're looking at the information that you're given on the triangle to determine which case you have, not like, you know, when you put everything on there, what's happening. So I'm going to show you how to like draw them all up and stuff like that too. All right, this area of a triangle here, you need these formulas. This is the easier of the area formulas. But this is, obviously, you know the 1/2 base times height. But if you're not given all of that information, then you have to use this formula instead. Okay, and what it says over there on the right-hand side, the given information, that's how you know which formula to use.
Okay.
Basically, whatever two sides you're given, you have to have the angle that doesn't match any of those. So, like, if you're given sides A and B, you need angle C. If you're given sides B and C, you need angle A. So it's like you need one of everything, but one of them's an angle and the other two are sides. But your book only gives you the information that you need. It doesn't like make you solve for one of the other pieces or something like that. It could, because you could solve the triangle and then you could find the area, but your book doesn't make you do that. All right, y'all have all those. Okay, that should be all the notes in this section, so I'm gonna jump back over to this here. So just so that I have it on this page, 13.5, apply the law of sines. I'm sure I pointed it out in the video, but obviously side-side angle needs to be written as SSA, not the other way around. Yeah, anyways. I remember when Mr. Cass introduced it, he put it on the board and he just wrote a C in front of it. Because it was when ACSI was here for accreditation. Yeah, it was entertaining. Anyways. All right, so I'm going to go back and look at, on page 885, a guided practice problem first, just because there's not necessarily a ton of problems in the book. A lot of even problems, so I want to make sure we have plenty of examples. So on page 885, it's guided practice number 3. So the instructions will just tell you to solve triangle ABC. And so this one is, A is 122 degrees, little a is 18, and little b is 12. All right, so we want to look at what scenario that we have. So just for the sake of the fact that I can't jump back and forth, but you have them in your notes. Okay, the angle that we are given is what kind of an angle? It's obtuse. So I have two options. If A is less than or equal to B, I have no triangle. If A is greater than B, I have one triangle. So what is my scenario here? Okay, so this is obtuse. I have A is greater than B, so 1 triangle.
Right over here.
Alright, so I guess I didn't draw the triangle in this one. I don't know why I didn't, so we're going to draw it. Alright, so your triangle, you're given basically something like this. Okay, we're given angle A. Side A has to be opposite from it. And then B is going to be this closest. Also, this is definitely not an obtuse triangle, but that's fine. It's fine. Doesn't really matter what it looks like as long as you know what it's supposed to be. Anyways, that means that in red, I'm going to put in the things that we need to find. This is going to be angle B. And then angle C and side C. Why is this? There. All right, so we need to use the,
SSA.
yep, so we're going to use law of sines to do that, okay? We were given a side, and an angle. So I'm just going to rewrite up here really quick the law of sines. And it doesn't matter which way you do it, but sine of A over A is equal to sine of B over B is equal to sine of C over C. Okay, and it also works if you flip them upside down, but just so that we have them there. So I always have to use given information, and you want to use given information in case you have done something wrong when you are solving the problem. That way it doesn't throw your answer off, okay? So I was given my angle A and my side A, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to have the sine of 122 over 18 is equal to, I can't do C yet because I don't have any information about C, but I do have information about B, so I'm going to do sine of B over 12. So 12 sine of 122, and make sure you're in degree mode, over 18 is equal to sine of B. And then how do I undo this over here? I need to find B. What was our last section about? What was our last section about? 13.4.
Inverse.
Inverse. So B is equal to the inverse of 12 sine of 122 over 18. I'm just going to write my, so I can fill in the pieces. So this one was,
I got. Wait, how far do we want
let's go whole numbers. Your book will not do whole numbers. Your book's going to go one decimal place, but just because in the next section I'm going to want you to do whole numbers, let's go ahead and just do that.
34 degrees.
34 degrees.
I don't know how to like type in my calculator.
So I would probably do this part first. So I would do 12 times the sine of 122 and then hit enter.
You did the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean you can. It just makes it easier. well, I don't know. It sometimes makes it easier. And then once you get that answer, hit divided by 18. And then hit enter and get that answer. And then at that point, go and hit the second sign, which is going to pull up the sign of the inverse sign, and then hit second, and then at the bottom there's I think it's the entry button or the enter button that says answer, and it'll take the answer that you previously had and it'll do it.
It said, wait, I messed up somewhere. I switched it. It said inverse sign, and then I hit second enter, and then it just switched it out. Like, it's not there anymore. It just says answer divided by 18. It's like 0. It's like 0.0017.
Are you in degree mode?
Yeah.
So you hit initially. You have your 12, so you should have. You should have had 0.565. Let me make sure I'm in the right mode. Yeah, I am. 0.565, 36, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you hit second sign, and then do you have? Oh. I said the wrong button. Does your negative sign have A and S above it?
Ooh. Yes.
Okay. So hit that instead. I thought that it was over. Whoops. And then that'll do it.
Like, mine says 0.099997. That might have been the other answer. I have to redo it then. And then said 34. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay, so then now, what other piece of information can I now find?
C, angle C.
Angle C. Okay, how would I find angle C?
You could literally just 180 minus 122 plus 34. Or sure, you could do that. If you really want to, you could just subtract it all.
Yeah, I just subtracted.
It's 24 Deckers.
So then now I can find side C, and this is where I say, like, use as much known information as you can. So I would use A again, okay, because all of that was given to you. Because let's say that hypothetically you failed to do the angle B correctly, and then, which obviously that's going to affect your angle C, I realize that, but if you fail to do angle B correctly and then you use B inside, like angle B inside B with C, then you're going to be like super off. At least if you use the A information that was given to you, you're not going to be that off, even if you're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's going to make it like less, you have less chance of like getting something wrong if you use the given information. That's what I'm trying to say.
Unless the given information is wrong. But I mean, how could that happen?
So I want to find a side length, so I'm going to actually use the flipped version where the side lengths are on top. So I'm going to do C over the sine of 24 is equal to 18 over the sine of 122. So C is equal to 18 sine of 24 divided by the sine of 122.
That's nice. Alright, let's go. Are we still rounding?
Yeah.
9.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask, do you remember anything about triangles in regard to side lengths and angles from geometry? Like what has to be true about the side length in relation to the angles?
I remember we talked about something, but I don't remember what it was. Have to be like.
Look at this one to see if it rings a bell for you. What do you notice about this angle?
Which one?
I realized my finger wasn't showing up. 122. And how about this side?
Also an even number?
Okay. What's true about 18 in comparison to 12 and 9?
Oh, they're all factors.
No.
No. I mean, 3 can go into all of them.
No. In terms of size. Biggest angle, biggest side, smallest angle, smallest side. So if that's going to be more of a thing when we get to the next section with law of cosines, because if you're not careful, you will end up with an angle that is like 120 degrees with a side length of 3, and then an angle of 20 degrees with a side length of like 15. Okay, that's why it's important to pay attention and why we'll like have specific rules when we get to law of cosines in that regard. But all that to say, that's a way to check and make sure that it visually looks correct, is to check it that way. All right. So still on the guided practice, I'm going to look at number 5. A is 50 degrees. Little a is 2.8 and little b is 4. Okay, now if they give you a number that's a decimal, leave it as a decimal. But if you're solving for it, go ahead and just round to the nearest whole number.
Okay.
All right, so what scenario am I dealing with here? Okay, it's a cube.
That's a cube.
Okay, and you don't have to write this every time. I'm just writing it while we're getting used to it. It's a cute triangle.
It's a cute one.
Okay, I'm given all the information that I gave you on the sheet, right? You have angle A, you have a side A, and you have a side B. So, is A greater than B?
No.
Okay? No,
it's
it's not
fine.
equal to either. Okay, meaning I've got to find H. Okay?
Oh, boo.
So, H is equal to B sine A. So, H is equal to 4 sine of 50.
You said round, to the nearest whole number?
So when you're finding H, don't round to the nearest whole number, and I'll
One
don't.
decimal place thing?
Yeah, let's go with
3.1.
3.1. Okay. I say that because there is one problem in your book, and I don't remember if it's one we're going to do together, if it's one that I assigned for homework, but there is one problem in the book where H is literally like if A was 2.8, H was like 2.89. Okay, so that's why I say don't round with H, because it may throw off.
The whole thing.
Yes. Yeah. I think I may have not accidentally, I put it on a quiz one time, I think, and I'm pretty sure that a bunch of people told me that it was like no triangle, but there really was, or that there was and there wasn't. It was, yeah, because they rounded. So, all right. So H, we're looking for if H is greater than A, H is equal to A, or H is less than A, less than B. So which scenario do we have?
It's greater, so there's no triangle.
H is greater than A, so there's no triangle.
It's not the same.
Does that mean we're done?
Those ones are the easy ones, right?
Yeah, you don't have to like.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Can
you don't have
those
to-
be, like,
Don't have to do anything at that point.
homework problems?
They're all no triangles.
Yeah, the homework problems are just all good.
You wish.
Yeah, we wish.
All right.
We do wish.
I do wish, yes.
sit that here since I
Like
don't
a trick quiz where it's like all of the answers are like undefined, but we would think we messed up, so we would like keep going back because we didn't think we would do something like that.
But now we know it could happen.
Well, at one point, something like that did happen, not intentionally, but there were like several problems in a row that like it was something like that, or they were like the super easy and they were like, no, I definitely did this wrong, and I was like, no, you definitely did it right. Or one time, is it y'all that always ask me for multiple choice? Is that your class?
Yeah, it's just me.
Yeah. Well, then another one, my dad, when he gave multiple choice, is he made every answer C. And it really threw the class off. They're like, they can't all be C. So they were all like changing answers. And he was like, but they can.
See, if you don't know.
And C is the most commonly used answer too.
Yeah,
So.
if you don't know.
If I don't know it, I go with C.
That's a good rule on like the SATs and stuff.
That's what I did on the SAT. I didn't do terrible, so.
Alright, so now we're actually to homework problems. Okay, these ones say to state the case, so angle, side, angle, or side, angle, and decide whether they give 1, 2, or no triangles.
So we don't actually have to solve for the angles and the sides. We just have to like.
No, these ones you're not solving.
Okay, good.
That's why I said they don't really give you that many that we can actually solve, which is why I did some of the guided practice ones.
Because I guess it's not important enough. Oh no.
Alright, so for A is 40 degrees, C is 75 degrees, and then side C is 20.
Cute. It's a cute one.
It is a cute one.
It's a cute one.
Okay, but I also need to look at what I'm given.
We don't even got it.
So I am given, we're going to put angle A here, put angle C here, side C here. Okay, remember also angle and side have to be opposite of each other. I think you know that, but anyways. So I am given, what's this?
An angle?
What's
oh,
this?
Wait, no,
Letter.
What's this?
40 degrees.
This was an angle. What is this?
Oh, an angle.
An angle.
Side angle.
And this is a.
Side.
Okay, we
oh,
read
wait,
it.
so I was saying it right. Oh, I was like.
Okay, so we read it. So this is angle, side.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, what's it? Wait.
I wasn't doing this right.
Angle, side.
Oh.
My bad. My mom felt so bad.
Okay,
So,
sometimes
if
people
the
try to
bottom-
put, the reason I emphasized about putting the side opposite from the angle is because I have had people before say that this goes right here, and then they're like, oh, it's angle, side, angle. It's like, it can't be. Okay.
Well, that's dumb. I don't know.
Okay, so angle, side. And that means how many triangles?
1.
1. It can only be one.
Angle, side, and angle, side, angle are always 1, right?
Correct.
The only one that's difficult is
Side, angle.
side, angle.
Okay, so we're done. Problem solved. One triangle.
Yes, those are done. That one's done. All right, 6. Angle A is 37 degrees. Side A is 8, and side B is 14. Okay, so triangle. So I've got angle A, side B. It really doesn't matter. You can like pick your favorite. I'm just gonna throw it right there.
Your favorite. Which side are you?
So I have, this is a what?
Side.
Side. What is this?
Side.
Side.
Angle.
Angle.
Oh.
So, not that. Side, angle. Okay. You said it's a cube. Okay, so it's a cube. I can have multiple options here. Is A greater than or equal to B?
Greater than. I like a big A. Small or lesser.
That was great.
The
Love
sad
that.
thing was
Oh.
I
I looked
didn't
at
laugh
big
because I
A.
wasn't paying attention and
That
I
was
just
funny.
realized what happened.
Okay, so no, it is not.
It's less
So then I
than-
need to find H. It's okay. A couple or 2 years ago when Melcher was in this class, we were doing a math problem and it said something about walruses have calves, like blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and he said, walruses have calves? And he's like, and I was like, no, like they're babies, like calves. Anyways, it was a joke on the board for a long time. And anyways, love it. All right, so if A is not greater than or equal to B, then I have to find H. H is equal to B sine A, so 14 sine 37.
4.
3, 8.4. I don't know why I said 3.
All right, so 8.4.
Oh, no.
So H is
Greater.
what compared to A? H is greater than
That's why we
A.
need the decimal. Because
Yes.
we just rounded it to a whole number, we'd say it's equal, but like it's not.
So how many triangles?
Oh.
No.
None.
No.
No triangle.
No.
How many?
No.
No.
Denied.
Just the answer is no.
Denied. You just stopped.
Wait, so how do you
Cancel
solve one? Are we gonna have to solve one that has 2 triangles? Okay, is it different? Oh,
Built
A little bit.
it's built different.
How much space do we need?
Oh, we're not there yet, but
We should
there will
just
be.
do it.
There's
the
like
solving part.
there's only 2 in your book that are 2 triangles.
Are they both on?
No. One's even and one's odd. All right, 8. A is 149 degrees. A is 7 and B is 10.
That's obtuse.
It is obtuse.
And I'm actually gonna draw an obtuse triangle.
I know obtuse people.
Okay, so again, A, B.
They're over after.
So side, angle,
Not makes it way.
side, angle.
I'm gonna go up to Mrs. Marshall and be like, it does exist.
It is obtuse. I know I always tell people to go back and tell her that it does exist, and then she'll just laugh.
I'm gonna get. Let's get
And then she'll be like, yeah, I know. It just doesn't exist in geometry.
Yeah.
All right, so side angle, but it is obtuse. So I'm looking for A in relation to B. Is A less than, greater than, or equal to?
Less than.
Less than. So A is less than B, meaning what?
It's
I don't know.
2. No, it's.
Obtuse can only be no or one.
Oh, that's right. It's
No, so it's
1.
no, it's
It's
no.
not.
No
No.
triangle.
I was trying to do it without looking at it. So it's-
Also, just for the record, if the problem tells you to solve the triangle and there's not one, you do have to show me why there's not one. You can't just say no.
What do you mean?
All we have to do
What
is
do you
write
mean?
that.
Why?
Yeah, but you would just have to show like this. Like
Oh.
this would be showing me why there's
I
none.
was like, you just
Don't just
have
like
the
be
problem
like,
say
oh,
no.
problem 27 is no.
No.
It's like,
Just
well,
have-
why?
no.
Why?
Right. The alligator.
Because I said so.
Because I said.
The answer parents always do.
All right,
Not
10.
even explanation.
Exactly.
It's like what is the valid reason?
I know I had
never
somebody
had to
somebody
say
did that to
that,
me the other
but-
day. We were at basketball practice and I said something. I was like, do such and such. Why? 5 laps. That's why. 5 laps right now. They're like, boo, boo, boo. I was like, no, don't backtalk me. Go do it.
Yeah.
Darn.
All right.
Side.
B, C.
D.
Side, angle.
So whatever angle is given is gonna be
That's why they
the
all
one
have
they
sides
put
at
there.
angle.
Or
Yes.
does it matter if you like?
It doesn't really matter.
As long as
I
you
do
put
it this
opposite.
way because of setting it up for the solving part. If it just gives you the one angle, then it's going to be here. Basically. basically.
We don't even have A. Why?
Because you can just use B instead. This is why, though, but look, so in relation to, hold on. Okay, so this is a side angle. In relation to what you have been being given, okay, we've been being given angle A, side B. So now we want B in relation to C.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Okay. If y'all will remind me tomorrow, I will write up all the different options of what you can have and what they look like and what you need.
Okay.
Like this. But I would recommend, instead of trying to memorize everything that I write down, I would say you probably should try to just understand where they go. But
I'm reading this.
all right, so acute or obtuse?
Acute.
Okay, it's acute. So then I need to look at, is in this case, okay, in our case it was A greater than or equal to B, is B greater than or equal to C?
It's
No
less
triangle.
lesser
Okay, it's less than, but I have side angle, so I have to find H now.
H,
So let me show you in this case,
Number 8 then.
it would be C sine B.
because A was less than B,
But
And that's how it is.
But B's less than C, and you said it's in relation.
but this is obtuse.
Oh.
So would
It
would
makes
this
a
be
difference.
C sine B?
Mm-hmm. C sine B.
Change is good, Peyton.
No, it's not.
Okay, C sine B, and don't go changing letters on me because I will just mark the problem wrong instead of trying to figure out what you did.
87.7.
We sure?
Yes. Yeah. Wait.
Wait, what'd you say it was?
It's
87.7.
it's 82.7.
Wait. Does the 85 go first?
It's
You're
88.
putting in 88.
So H in relation to B now for this problem. Okay.
It's less than.
That's
H is less than
so
B.
It's two triangles.
Oh. Okay.
It's still less than.
And then which is also less than C.
So cool.
So that means that there has to be two triangles.
And then B is also.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Oh crap.
Oh! Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
Alright, so that's all we have time for today. Tomorrow we'll look at actually solving them with
Get to solve the problem.
tomorrow. The first ones that we'll do, they will actually have drawn the triangle for you. Then the second set will be ones where they haven't drawn them for you and we have to figure them out.
Tomorrow we get.
A good hint is that if they've given you the triangle, there's only one option.
One triangle.
One triangle. Just saying.
No, I would
Some
go
people get a
with-
little thrown off by that. One you know.
You have to draw the extra.
There's one.
You have to draw the extra one.